The Series.
At varying points along the course, the runners put their race strategies into effect.
I think anyone that even runs the race have a strategy going into it, even if you're running 3.5 hours. And we probably follow a similar strategy in that you don't want to go too hard at the beginning. So you kind of try to pace yourself as best you can and get into a pace that's comfortable for you. And especially the first half of the race. And then the second half of the race, well, then you can run as hard as you can. But the last 6 miles are always going to be hard, no matter what level you're at.
Spectators line the sidewalks of the marathon or gather in more luxurious settings, exerting almost as much energy with their cheering as the runners do on the course.
I love the marathon because there's something that all of these runners do, most of these runners do, that I never did one time when I was in high school. They finished the race. And I think my greatest disappointment was I was named Athlete of the Year and I went to compete for my school in the Inter-Island District, and I couldn't finish the race. So I come here to cheer on these people because they finished the race. So I bought my baby this year and we're having a good time.
I work out a little bit, but that's about it. I have a 14-year-old son that's just started track at Notre Dame High School, so he's involved in it. The 6-year-old daughter, I brought them, and it's really a wonderful excursion for me.
I remember you came to Cleveland and when Great White Hope, my wife was doing, we went to club and walked around, and you asked me if you should do Buck White. Remember that? The first stage Broadway thing you did. Do you remember?
I did a play in 1968 called Big Time Buck White. That was a huge success here, and it went to off-Broadway for over a year. And then Muhammad Ali, his first stage appearance was a Broadway musical. It didn't last long, but he was wonderful at it, so I've met him before. You know, I think he's one of the most exciting people that has ever lived. I've seen people around him. I've seen people, he came to Cleveland years ago to ask me if I thought he should do the play. And I said, yeah, but we walked around and people would stop cars and jump out cars just to touch the man. He's a wonderful human being.
I'm here to have a great time with all the different celebrities and regular people. You know, I get out there and I mix with the folks at the sideline, at the finish line, and we have a great deal of fun.
What I wanted to do was to put the race away by 20 miles, and then just so I could kind of cruise the last 6 miles. I was looking for the Coliseum in that last turn, and it was great to do it, and it was just a great sense of relief to cross the line for us. It really was. I just wanted to make sure that I won the race, and I went about doing it very early and probably suffered a little bit towards the end, but you know, I achieved my objective to win, and that's all I could think about it. Anything but a win would have been, I would have considered a failure. I really would have, and I was kind of looking at it as the most important race of my life coming into this race. So I'm very happy, obviously, that I won it. I said to my wife, you know, I'll tolerate nothing, only win here. And, you know, it's great to get it, and I'm really very happy.
Johnny, grab your hamstring at 22.
I was cramping up a little bit.
Cramping?
So I had to back off a little bit. At around 18 miles, I could feel it cramping a little bit. And
I think you got to keep moving.
Just let me lie for a while. I was a little bit cramped up.
Feet cramping up?
No, my hamstring. But I got to 24 miles. And then I just put down the head and concentrated very hard.
Did you know he was getting so close to you? I mean, he was picking up a lot of ground.
I could imagine he was, because I realised I was slowing down quite a lot. I basically followed Mark Platch's advice and tried to do what he did last year. And try to break it up by halfway, and that's what I did. But I might have gone a little bit hard. I can't drink Gatorade.
Was there a turning?
This is a sealed container.
Okay, get water. I can't drink that.
Oh, okay. There's a case of water. He's got to pick the bottle from the case.
Oh, okay.
We need a case of water. You got to stay here.
John, was there a turning point in the race?
A case of water. An open case.
I think the turning point was when I got away at 15 miles. I think that was a turning point. I think the turning point then again was at 18 miles when I cramped up a little bit. And then at 24, I kind of really concentrated, and that kind of...
No, you can't.
Is that sealed?
Pick one from a case.
What about the weather?
It was a bit hot out there, a bit humid, I think, as well, and I think that's why we slowed down a bit towards the end. But I think I probably went a little bit too hard first half.
You ran negative splits between 10 and 20.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Felt fine. I'm just really happy I won. You know, there's no question about it.
Excuse me, can you move now?
No, not yet. Well, yeah, I like to say, you know, like, LA was my first marathon, the Olympic Games in 1984, and I really don't know why I stayed away so long. You know, I should have known that LA is my town. It's a cruel sport in a way because you can train hard and things can go wrong, and then of course the other aspect is when you train well and things go well, it's a great sense of satisfaction. While we are professionals and things like that, I think we tend to forget about the money in a sense of what we're going to earn. I think we're always looking for performance more than anything else. And if we can come out a good performance and feel really happy about it, I think there's no feeling like it in the world.